Hey, welcome. Thanks for stopping in. We're going to go for a drive today. Today's November the 26th, I believe. Yeah, November the 26th in the afternoon. We're driving Beta FSD 10.69.3.1. There is another release coming out, the single stack version 11. I haven't got it yet. I don't think it's out in the US. Maybe this weekend sometime it'll start going out to early testers, but it hasn't gone out yet. For anybody who's never been in a Tesla, and everybody always asks, is there a key or does it take a key? And there is a card that you can use to get access, but once you're in it, you just have to put the card by a certain spot, or if you're using a cell phone, you can use your cell phone, and it automatically connects you to the car. So I'm in the car now. I've just opened the door, sat in the car. As soon as I put my foot on the brake, my seat moves, my steering wheel moves. It goes out and adjusts the tilt to my preset. My foot's still on the brake, it's in park, and all I do is push down on the gear shifter here and put it into drive, and that's it. The car is ready to go. Just leave the driveway. Okay. It's actually seasonably warm today, plus 12 degrees, a little nicer than you would expect at this time of the year, and sunny, so
now turn right onto Broadview Avenue.
I'll take it. I have navigation already in the system, and the car is, I'm still driving.
200 meters, turn right onto Weber Street East.
I'll just get past this stop sign and then I'll let the car engage. And we're good here. Okay, 2 clicks down on the stop here, and there we go. You can see on the screen the blue circle.
Now turn right onto Weber Street East.
When that blue circle is activated, that means the self-driving is working. We stopped here. The car is looking, it's creeping forward, it's waiting, and now the car is taking off. It's turning right. Over here on the left side of the screen, if you can see it, that's the speed that I'm driving. Over here on the right hand side is the speed I'm supposed to be driving, and beside that where it says max, that's the speed that I can dial in on the steering wheel to make the car either go the speed that I want it to go, above the speed or below the speed. Sometimes, when I open a highway and there's no traffic, I'll go a little bit above the speed. Other times, maybe in bad weather or heavy traffic, I might slow down a little bit. Coming up around the corner here to our first stoplight. We have a car in front of us, and the car is behaving very smooth. You could also make this screen here go full screen, like that. The latest update, you can see the turn guidance right here from the GPS and where it's going to turn, what it's going to do. Over on the right hand side, you can see the time that I'm going to arrive, the distance, and how many minutes before I arrive. If you can see on the display, you can see the blue line here. That's tracking where the car is looking and pointing. I've had the update for, I guess, a couple of days now. Again, the early beta testers in the US probably had it for a week or so. I tend to get it on the second wave. They release it to the internal Tesla employees, then it goes to the original group of beta testers, and then a few days to a week later, it goes out to other beta testers in waves. So I'm probably after the employees, the second wave. You can see right now it's flashing blue. That's early alert to touch the steering wheel, let the car know that I'm active and I'm here paying attention. If I didn't touch the steering wheel or touch the button on the steering wheel and apply some pressure, eventually the car would start beeping at me and give me a warning and stop driving. We're coming up to another stoplight, and I guess we're hitting all the stoplights so far today. Such a beautiful day, not a cloud in the sky. Hopefully tonight will be clear and I can get the telescope out and do a little stargazing, take some images. And you can see in the screen here the visualizations, the traffic cones. It picks up the traffic cones and other objects very well. You can see the other cars. You can grab the screen and pan it around, move it like this with your finger, have a look. And we have a green light and the car is taking off on its own. I'm not touching the brake, the gas, or the steering. I'm touching the steering wheel a little bit, like I said, but not to correct any steering, just to make the car aware that I am here and paying attention. There's also an inside camera that's watching me to make sure that I'm paying attention. So if I spend a lot of time looking at the screen or looking at the window, or if I was to ever pick up my phone, the car would notice that and start beeping a warning at me and tell me to pay attention. After these lights, we have a bit of an S-turn. The car usually handles the S-turn very well. Some updates, it slows down quite a bit. It is a reduced speed. Other updates, the car seems to go full speed through it. And sometimes it even changes lanes on the S-bend. Here we go, nice smooth takeoff. So this is 30 here. Doesn't look like the car is going to slow down. We're doing 53. And again, very smooth. Brakes braking a little bit here for the turn. But again, very smooth. You might hear a little winter or a little road noise. I have my winter tires on the car, so it's a little noisier than normal. Car is braking here. We're not sure why. It sees the person. I'm not sure why it would be braking there. I've just stepped on the accelerator to let it know everything's okay and keep going. But it did slow down quite a bit there. And I'm not sure why. The only thing I can think of, there was a person walking along on the sidewalk, but they were not approaching the car's direction or anything, so that shouldn't have triggered the car to slow down. But the car will always take a side of precaution. If it sees something and is concerned, it'll always slow down if it's not 100% sure on what it's doing. We're approaching downtown Kitchener. Not sure if this visor's in the way or not, but let's put it back up. Earlier the sun was in my eyes, so I put the visor down. Wearing my sunglasses. It's always good to have your sunglasses on to prevent the sun from blinding you. The car typically stops back far enough behind another car, so if the other car stops moving, it's able to maneuver and get around the car without having to reverse. You can see on the GPS here another set of lights, and then we're going to turn right.
In 200 meters, turn right onto Queen Street North.
Yeah, going through the lights. And right up here, it should turn right.
Now
It'll put the signal
right
on.
onto Queen Street North.
There we go with the signal. And it's turning right. Very good. A little slowdown there.
In 200 meters, turn left onto Margaret Avenue.
Slowing down a little bit here for the car turning and a fellow crossing the street on a wheelchair. We're going to turn left at the lights
Now
here.
turn left onto Margaret Avenue.
Here we are, turning left. I'm going to cancel my destination and I'm going to put a new destination in. Navigation, Tesla. navigate by the Tesla dealership.
In 200 meters, turn right onto Victoria Street North.
A little tight there, but it slowed down appropriately and went through. You can type in the address if you want to navigate somewhere, but the computer responds really
Now
well
turn
to
right
voice,
onto Victoria Street North.
and you just have to tell it where you want to go, and it puts it in automatically. Turning right onto Victoria Street. Now I like to change lanes here because the road's kind of bumpy, and I'm going to cancel the Tesla navigation because I'm not actually going to Tesla, but we can drive by. So you can see the car's turned right several times, it's turned left, it's stopped, it's slowed down. It's working really well. There's been a few fault slowdowns a couple of times where it was concerned, I'm assuming, with something, but there was nothing to be concerned about. But that will get ironed out as they send out a new release. There's a lot of settings they can adjust and change, and they will tweak and adjust those settings, and that will get better as time. They're very cautious when they send out a new release. I've had this release for a couple of days, and even since I've had it till now, I've found that they've tweaked some settings already, and it's gotten better. Very smooth, very natural acceleration here at the lights. The car is capable of a lot more, but again, it's just being very gentle, human-like, cautious. I don't have any address in here right now. I'm gonna navigate back towards my house in a few minutes, but I don't want to. I want to turn later, not here, so that's why I don't have anything in. If I wanted to pick up the speed, I can just move the scroll wheel and it picks up the speed a little bit, or I can slow it down. You can also use the turn signals if you want to change lanes and override with the car, so you can press the turn signal either way and it'll change lanes. At any time I can take over just by moving the steering wheel, tapping the shift selector knob, or touching the brake, and the car will immediately let me take over. This light doesn't usually take very long to change. Tesla dealership just on the other side of the light on the right hand side. And there we go, green light. And here's the Tesla dealership. Lots of cars in the Tesla dealership. Actually, I've never seen a Tesla dealership so full before. I would imagine all those cars are going to be shipping out soon. Yellow light, it's let off the gas, or I shouldn't say gas, let off the electric pedal and slowing down a little bit, coming to a very smooth stop. I'll put this full screen again. And you can see here all of the cars that it sees that's turning. You can see by the blue line its path where it's thinking about going. And we should get a green any second. There we go, green. And we're off. So I'm going to shift the shifter here and have it turn to the right lane. We can now move the, well, the screen with the camera showing the side view when it's the blinkers on. You can now change positions with that. And we're slowing down a little bit. Someone was turning right. And there we go. The car decides to get in the left lane. The right lane wasn't moving fast enough for the car. There's a setting that you can set, whether it be chill mode or regular mode or aggressive mode. I've got it in regular mode, but if the lane's going too slow based on the speed that you have set, the car will take action and pass somebody like it just did. I probably wouldn't have done it myself personally. I'm not that impatient, but the car definitely will make a move. Such a nice day for this time of the year. Okay, so I'm going to put in an address now for the car to go. And there's the car. It needs to get into the right lane because we're going to turn right soon. Slowed down a little bit, got over to the right lane.
In 300 meters, turn right onto Lagner Boulevard.
No, I still haven't taken over. The car is doing all the driving. There was one time where I stepped on the gas a little bit because the car was poking along, going a little slow, and I don't want to, annoy anybody that's driving behind me. But so far, I haven't had any disengagements. The car's done all the driving, all the stopping, all the turning. We're gonna come up to the set of lights here. The car's gonna turn right.
Now turn right onto Lagner Boulevard.
The light just turned yellow, but it'll follow through that yellow. Very smooth. Doesn't merge the best right here. It just kind of runs until the end of the highway and then shifts over. So that's a little, I don't know, less than perfect, I would say. It doesn't drive off the road or anything, as you can see, but normally if you were driving and the lane was ending, you would signal and move over. And I could have manually signaled and the car would have moved over, but it doesn't handle the lane endings as well as it could. I've heard the next update that'll be much better, but a little room for improvement with Tesla there. Coming around a turn and we have a stop. It does this every now and again, and it just put the signal light on for a couple of seconds, and it shouldn't have because we're not turning. But every now and again when it's going to go left or right for some reason and not turning, it does put the signal on, and it's a bit annoying, to tell you the truth. But again, I've read that Tesla is aware of that, and they are going to fix that. Some updates it doesn't really do it, and other updates seems to do it more. I'm not sure what causes it to happen and why it's not easily fixed, but it's a bit of a bug that they do have where it sometimes signals where it shouldn't be. But again, it only blinks a couple of times and then self-corrects. And we're doing 62 kilometers per hour. Truck in front of us.
In 300 meters, turn right onto Ottawa Street North.
So we're going to come up here to another set of lights with a right lane. It's going to get into the right turn lane and turn right. Almost done. I'm just going to drive for another minute or so, then I'm going to go get some dinner. And here we go, turning into the right lane.
Now turn right onto Ottawa Street North.
There we go, turning into the right lane. We got a red light. It's going to stop. It's going to look forward. It's checking, and the coast is clear, and it's turning. There we go, another right turn. Basically doing a big loop back towards my place. I drive the same path all the time so I can see the consistencies from one drive to the next and if anything's changing. This gentleman in front of me is having trouble with the sun. He's doing 31 in a 50 zone. He's definitely going slower than he should be going. My window's fogging up a little bit. I just put the air on to clean my window. It's starting to fog up. And the car is having no trouble seeing in the sun. It drives perfectly fine. It's not wearing sunglasses, but it's able to manage to reduce the brightness and be able to see. We're coming up to another stop sign, or stop light, I guess. And again, braking very smooth, very slowly. It's actually not braking, it's using the regenerative braking. And stopped very smooth. We're going to cancel the destination because I don't want it to change lanes, because I'm going to turn right into a plaza up here. So I hope you've watched or enjoyed watching. It's going to disengage so I can take over driving. I've hoped that you've enjoyed watching. I hope that you've enjoyed watching me drive this car and with the latest update. And here we are. Nothing like a little bit of chicken.